clubs are always getting a bad rap. Stuff like this is being taught in that 2% Milk group, Facebook, other Facebook groups as well. Come on, use some common sense. Man, welcome everyone. It is Friday, TGIF. Hopefully after your show, you guys got some kick-ass plans. How you guys doing over on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and all the many other platforms that we're streaming to right now worldwide? And I want to welcome you to the show. Today we got a barn burner coming. As you can tell from the intro, something must have got forwarded to me. And it was actually one of them shake your head moments where, honestly, do you people actually believe this stuff that is being said in these social media groups, in the media? You know, I know bikers and even rubs and motorcycle enthusiasts, you have to have just a little bit of common sense when you're hearing this kind of shit. And I say shit because a lot of the stuff that you're hearing, that stuff hasn't occurred in like 40 freaking years. Has anybody ever heard of evolution? Meaning people change, they grow, they progress. That's the same thing with motorcycle clubs. They grow, they progress, they evolve. And when I seen this, I was like, really? Really? This is insane. No wonder why people think the way they do about motorcycle clubs. And a lot of the stuff is pure propaganda, pure stuff in the past that were isolated incidences. It's just a joke. Okay, let's just put it that way. But before we go into all that stuff, let's have some fun. You know, I found this one video. I just put it up on Insane Throttle Biker News over at our Facebook page. You guys should see that. And by the way, hi again, Facebook page. I cannot see your chats. If you want me to see your chats, you have to go over to YouTube. I will be setting up a second computer. That way I can read just the chats alone. That way I can get back to all you guys. But let's check this out. I don't care who you are. This was funny.
Get your mother running, head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way, like a true nature's child, we were born to be wild. We can climb so high, I never wanna die. Born to be wild.
L'EF, le sens de l'accueil.
Okay, it's time to get you guys some lift. And I know our Serbia boy over there, he has to know this beer. You got a thumbs up over here at Motorcycle Madhouse. That was a funny-ass commercial, if you ask me. It was actually cool to see it put in that light instead of the way the media likes putting stuff. And you'll see that in this next clip, and we'll start up on our discussion and stuff. Then open the phone lines if anybody wants to go ahead and call in, they can. But take a look at this next one.
In Texas, on May 17th, a deadly dispute between two motorcycle gangs resulted in 9 dead bikers and almost 200 arrests. Although biker gang membership has declined in recent decades, inter-gang violence is still prevalent in pockets around the country. So which are America's most powerful outlaw motorcycle gangs? Well, to start with, the US Justice Department defines outlaw motorcycle gangs as organizations whose members use their motorcycle clubs as conduits for criminal enterprises. They allegedly traffic illegal weapons and drugs and are known to be violent. According to federal investigators, there are more than 300 active biker gangs in the United States with thousands of members. Some of the most powerful gangs even have chapters outside the US. The recent violence in Texas happened between two gangs called the Cossacks and the Bandidos. The Cossacks, founded in Texas in 1969, are a lesser-known gang, mostly local to the state. The Bandidos are one of the most prevalent outlaw gangs. They were founded in 1966 in Texas and claim more than 2,000 affiliates, including members in nations like Australia, Canada, Thailand, and France. They're listed by the US Department of Justice as America's second largest outlaw biker gang. Other major gangs include the Black Pistons, the Mongols, the Outlaws, the Pagans, the Sons of Silence, the Vagos, and the Hells Angels. All of these clubs operate in multiple states, each with hundreds of members. These gangs have been linked to multiple assaults and the wide distribution of methamphetamine. The most powerful and most well-known outlaw biker gang is the Hells Angels. Founded in 1948 in California, Hells Angels claims up to 2,500 members and more than 230 chapters in the US and 26 other foreign nations. According to officials, the Hells Angels are involved in trafficking marijuana, meth, cocaine, heroin, LSD, ecstasy, PCP, and other pharmaceuticals. They also reportedly maintain dominance through the use of assault, extortion, murder, money laundering, and theft. American biker gangs still wield a significant presence in the nation, as illustrated by the recent events in Texas. And although they often call themselves biker clubs, they are incredibly dangerous groups, not unlike the mafia and other street gangs. However, there are some tough-looking biker groups which are actually charitable organizations. The Patriot Guard Riders, for instance, attend the funerals of soldiers, police, and firefighters in order to fill out the crowd and protect against any funeral protesters. There are also Bikers Against Child Abuse, who create a much-needed support network for at-risk children. If you're interested in hearing the full story on these positive...
No, we're not interested in hearing your side of the story. Now, that right there, Jesus Christ. Damn, man. This is nothing more than propaganda. Everything that broad just mentioned in that video, I can find a cop that has done the same thing. Actually, there is a Bowling Green, Kentucky survey that came out a few years ago that even stated that the cops do more than outlaw bikers ever have, okay? They're the most corrupt there is. Now, yeah, it's just like anything with clubs, with cops, whatever. Yeah, there's good ones and then there's the bad ones. But it's always the media wants to focus on the bad. And when they brought up, the Patriot Guard Riders is a cool, a riding club or association, whatever they call themselves. They do a hell of a lot of good. So does BACA. BACA, we support 100%. Them Rebels on a Mission crew with the kids. Anything kids related, you can guarantee Insane Throttle backs. So yeah, they do good. But clubs like the Outlaws, the Pistons, the Angels, Mongols, Bandidos, they also do good for charity. They probably raise more money than any of the local Leo organizations does when it comes to kids. Or St. Jude's, for example. You have to... St. Jude's is a children's hospital. Everybody knows cancer and all the kids, they provide free services to the kids. And I know a lot of clubs that are heavily involved in that fundraising efforts, heavily involved with that. And to hear some, broad, if you will, no offense, ladies, but that's a broad. She's one of them airheads that just read off the screen and just spout off stuff that the Department of Justice or freaking the FBI, ATF, or any local Leo agency will freaking say. Now, when it comes to the Twin Peaks thing, 2 days ago, I actually got that Sergeant Swannon on the line. Now, he's that PR dude that goes around and he bastardizes the Bandidos and Cossacks. They're nothing but a criminal gang. They're not no club, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's a criminal. Okay, got him on the line, say, hey, how you doing? This is James Hollywood Machikari with Insane Throttle Biker News. I want to get a couple quotes from you, get a couple, answer some questions I got for you on this biker gang task force thing that you put out in the Waco Tribune. All of a sudden, send me your questions in email, click. You know, that's a public office you hold. You are there to do public relations, you coward. So you think you would stay on the phone, especially with somebody that's so critical of law enforcement, and put your side of the story out. No, instead what you do is hang up because you are a coward. You're a coward. You will not answer questions that are not good for you, if you will, okay? You don't want to be put on the spot. And that's what's sad. But what's even sadder is when stuff goes out in the media about biker clubs, you got the clubs themselves, they got to get like a public relations officer or something, or somebody that talks to the media. Get your side of the story out there. Don't let them freaking take the narrative, because the narrative is actually it's win their hearts and minds, just like they say in Vietnam. Okay, it's been so many years of clubs not coming out and saying, okay, this is what really happened, or we don't condone this, blah, 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 that law enforcement and the media has made that inroads with even independent bikers where they're turning on motorcycle clubs. And, you know, video after video, I always say it. Motorcycle clubs are the ones that are on the forefront of biker rights. Now, you independents or Leopold suckers or, you know, jacknuts out there might say, no, that ain't true, that ain't true. No, BS. They've been doing it since the 60s, 70s shit. You can go all the way back to Hollister with the bad press. That's how it all got started any damn way. Some reporters staged a freaking photo. Next thing you know, because the time and the era that it happened in, every freaking, as they called it back then, square was up in arms over the big bad biker, and it hasn't stopped ever since. And until bikers get out there, put their side of the story out there, it's not going to stop. It's just going to get worse, and you're going to get your own that even turns on you. Because I see it all the time, because doing news stories with Insane Throttle, you know, we get the emails. Oh my God, we must get 200 to 300, 400 damn emails a day. And about 25 to 35% of them are Leopold suckers that are, well, screw you this, screw you that. They don't even have a legitimate argument. They don't even have a debatable freaking argument with you. It's just blah, blah, blah. This is this. I never got pulled over by a cop. A cop never did anything to me. Well, you know what? You haven't been around the lifestyle long enough not to feel that pinch, if you know what I mean. Because motorcycle profiling is real. It's out there. And that type of reporting and that kind of stuff that's on the internet. Now, wait till you see the next one. I'll put up some things from you know, this group that I got sent. And it's like, really? This is the shit that you guys are freaking talking about in this group as far as clubs? Now, probably 99.9% of them have never been in a motorcycle club. They probably don't even know anybody in a motorcycle club. And this is the kind of stuff that comes out. And you wonder why well, it goes backwards and frontwards with this argument. Maybe that's why motorcycle clubs are so secret, because you got a bunch of dumbasses out there running their damn mouth and can't shut up. Now, let's go to the presentation here. Let's go to the bottom one, actually. Sorry for that, man. I got hung up there. I didn't put on the desktop audio. But let's go to the second one. Does the MC still make it mandatory to sign over all your belongings, motorcycle, wife, home, etc.? Who I grew up with, that was normal. Just wondering if the standards changed. Haven't thought of this since I was a kid, but it's good to know. I got many young brothers wanting to join a club, wish they realize we already are a unit. But all the hype catches buzz in the younger generations. I don't know if it's worth it. Fill me in. Who's who and what is what? Who are the righteous clubbers? What would you do with all the potential in your mid-20s in the year 2019? All respect towards anyone who gives it back. This is better for the culture. Now, the first thing with this, you said you grew up in this, okay? You said you knew this kind of stuff. And later on, you're asking who's who, okay? If you grew up in this, you should know who's who. Ain't that just logical? You think it would be logical that you would know this. But that is the epitome of what goes on. Thanks for that, Lori Bell. I support pink tacos for Hollywood. I support them too myself. Thank you. And thanks for the super chats. That goes directly back into the show. Now, let's get back to this. Now, that's one thing, especially in my business. And this is a business. This is an entertainment. Insane Throttle is a publications company. Okay, we do biker news, and yes, we are even in the press associations. We are on the press wires. That's where a lot of our stuff comes off of. This is press wires, AP to be exact. So we use that. We also got this show, Motorcycle Madhouse, which is a radio show. It's not a talking head YouTube channel, but a radio show because we go off on radio channels and stuff like that with iHeartRadio, Spotify. Shit, we need to get up in front of 300 million people worldwide. Right now, we're switching our hosts. That will be back up. Season 1 of Motorcycle Madhouse, which started it all on the radio, is now available on our storefront as well as other good stuff. But I'll get into that in a minute. But this is the kind of stuff that makes you go, what the fuck? Really? You claim to grow up in this shit and you're asking who's who. But anyway, one of the biggest things, is it mandatory to sign over all your belongings? Now, first off, I gotta ask this. Are you a man? Really, are you a man? I gotta ask that because I don't know any man that would sign over his belongings to a motorcycle club. Me, I for one wouldn't. Hell freaking no. Okay? I'm a man. You got a family to support, all that good stuff, okay? Yeah, the motorcycle club's your family as well, but signing over your possessions like your motorcycle? Are you kidding me? I won't even let my wife on my motorcycle without my permission sitting on the back. Okay, that's one of my most beloved things. Nobody's getting near that title. You can guarantee that. Your wife? Really? Okay, yeah, there's some freaking big time freaking parties, man. Yeah, people get freaky. But she ain't doing the whole damn club. Are you freaking serious, man? Yeah, that's something that the freaking cops like putting out. Is that where you got it? The feds? Is that where you got it? Okay, they put their old ladies out on the street. I think I seen that on Gangland once. That's where you got it, right? Because, of course, you grew up in this lifestyle. But you know what? I can't blame you. You're following an out bad, fat piece of shit rat, okay? Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Anyway, you're home? You're home. You're saying that the motorcycle, wife, and the home get signed over to the club. You know what? You smoking some shit, bud. You're smoking better 420 than I ever had, if you think that's what the club's about. Now, was there clubs out there, and I got to put this out fair, that had members give titles over? Yes, only in the incidences when they went to jail. Okay, because the club had to have bond money. So they give over the title of the bike to get the bond money to get the guy out. That's what that shit was all about. And you're talking 40 freaking years ago. 45, 50 years ago, that kind of stuff happened. And that was in the middle of when stuff went freaking, that's when stuff like you heard the old timer teach talking about when the cops were really bad and how they're really getting again right now. That's when that shit was going on. You know what? We have such a PC culture and a lot of PC bikers out there, it is laughable. Do you really think these PCs would actually hand over their wife, their motorcycle, their home, and shit like that? No. That is propaganda bullshit. You probably got off of Gangland, or you probably fucking read in some stupid book. Okay, that don't freaking happen. And as far as when she brought up the Pistons, yeah, I was a Piston. Okay? We would have got our asses thrown out on the pavement if we did anything illegal to bring attention to that club in our patches. It don't happen, people. Not once was I asked to do anything illegal, or did I do anything illegal. Okay? Let the media push their shit. The ones that you see are actually rogue. We used to call them rogues. They go out there on their own behind people's backs and do the shit. But when the clubs find out about it, they take care of it. It's just like this Mongols thing in California. Doc and all them were thrown out bad. Okay, the only charges that they were convicted of was from when Doc was in charge. Everything other than him was thrown out in this case. So this everybody's a criminal shit is a fantasy, okay? Again, just like the old timer said on the last show, and when I was in a club, I seen people having trouble paying $100 a month for dues, going on rides, and they're out there pushing this and pushing that. Come on, man. You gotta use your common sense. That's where the social media is really hurting the biker scene. It's killing the club scene because of that kind of shit. Now let's go to the next one. This may seem stupid, but yeah, it was kind of fucking stupid. Since I'm planning on the trip this July, which I heard they canceled Rosie Fest. I got to get that out there for you. I'm reporting it first. Right here on Motorcycle Madhouse, they canceled it. So let's see here. So if, let's say 12 guys from 4 different clubs join in this ride, and being members of MCs, they want to wear their different cuts. Now, just for the sake of discussion, put away all this club protocol stuff. One, you're never going to be able to put aside club protocol. It is the clubs that make that. Nothing that you say or do or whine or cry about how club protocol is going to change unless it comes from the clubs itself. Okay? Let's keep on going here. Where we at here? Why couldn't said guys not wear them and get along? Now, before everyone starts busting my balls, I'm on them balls busting right now. As I have said before, I am not in a club. Yes, I ran with some back in the day, but that's not the same. Okay, so you already admit you're not in the club. Why are you asking some stupid-ass question like this? It's none of your business, really. And you know what? I know humans have a freaking inquisitive mind and shit, but in reality, it's none of your business what they're doing or why they do it or any of that bullshit. But let's keep on going on. So, where is that says a red and white has to hate a red and gold, or that both have to hate a black and white, or that these club members have to hate those, and so on? Yes, I'm asking out of ignorance. Well, at least you admit it. But would it not be so cool to see some 4 or 5 different cuts riding together or getting along? We all share. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Probably not in your lifetime. And let me tell you why. There has been so much over the course of history with clubs that a lot of guys have died, went to prison for their cuts. And do you really think that they're just going to put bygones by bygones? Now, I always had an ideal, hey, form a commission, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to take showers to the wee hours in the morning. You don't have to hug on each other. Just get along so the damn government won't fucking fuck with everybody. That was that ideal. Not, hey, can everybody kumbaya together? That's never going to happen. The personalities, yeah, everybody shares the same love for motorcycling and brotherhood and stuff like that, but the different areas of the country do all kinds of different stuff. And history, you can't forget about. Jesus Christ, we got in the biker community, the old timers and a lot of people still bang on Japanese bikes. And why? Because of World War II. Because a lot of this started out of World War II with the Japanese bombing Pearl Harbor and our hatred for the freaking Axis powers. And that was, what, 75, 80 years ago? You think bikers forget? No. They don't forget too much. But it's stuff like that. And everybody knows I'm not biased. I don't like the son of a bitch. He's out bad. He's a disgrace. He's a lying piece of shit to me. Okay, but that's the type of guy you got running your freaking group, and you got other freaking guys that are in motorcycle clubs, you know, be it the small ones, because I haven't seen any majors in there, that are going along with some question like that. They don't come back and say, hey, too bad, it is what it is. You know, you're not a member of a motorcycle club, so go screw off. You know, that's the kind of stuff that does kill the industry. It really does. But go ahead and call in if you guys want, 847-957-1656. Also, people have been asking me about, where they can get the t-shirts. Let me show you the t-shirt real quick. That is $20 in the United States, shipped and all that good stuff. Also, New Age of Biking and Brotherhood is also available on there. You can get personalized signed copies. Just made another order. We've been going through about, what is it? Let me look at my thing here. We've been going about 1,000 a month with the books, so we're doing real good on the books. All that goes right back into the show. But I really like to hear your comments about, these fantasies that are being perpetrated on motorcycle clubs. Another one is, well, the National Confederation of Clubs, well, they're all run by the 1%er clubs. They ain't for freaking real, blah, blah, blah. Are you kidding me? Have you ever gone to a National Confederation of Clubs meeting? If you haven't, shut the hell up. And, don't follow these people that are saying crap like that. Now, are they ignorant? Yeah. At least one said he is. But the one thing that always gets me is when they make these posts is, well, I grew up around this, did this, this, and this, but then come back and totally backtrack and make themselves look stupid in the next sentence. That's what's making us look bad. And hopefully, motorcycle clubs, they're going to do their thing. I've heard a lot of them are working together now since this Mongols thing has happened, because quite honestly, they know they're next. They know it's their time coming if this goes through with the Mongols. So, yeah, there's a lot of fantasies out there. Try to stay away from it, and especially stupid-ass groups like that, man. You know what? When they forwarded that to me, I was like, are you kidding me? Really? You're asking that kind of stupid-ass question. Really. Take away motorcycle clubs now. Even when I was in something in the 90s, now I didn't consider it a motorcycle club. I considered it a crew, blah, blah, blah. Even then we didn't do that shit they were talking about. And I don't know any other organizations will, because you're a man before you're anything. And if you got to give up your balls and your manhood to some organization that takes your, say your motorcycle, your house, your old lady, how the hell are you going to defend yourself in some issues? But let's see here. Dominic. I should get your freaking opinion, Dominic. You're around them. Hollywood, those are all Facebook cowboys. They don't know anything they claim to know. They never did anything they claim to do. So much for the internet. And that's pretty sad. Like I said before, we used to wait a month to get the Easy Riders, the Outlaw Biker magazines, to get our information and all that kind of shit. And now it's like, goddamn, man. Anybody with a keyboard can put their own opinion out there, which, hey, opinions are great. Like mine, I always say, It's an opinion, man. It's worth cool for you or it's worth shit to you. Really, this is just an entertainment show, so you got to pick which one it is. But when you're actually going out there and putting this into a group that's so-called education, man, get the fuck out of here with that. If you want education on a motorcycle club, take your happy ass, go meet a club member, and talk to them. Don't, especially if you want education, here's one. Don't go to an out bad piece of shit that turned freaking rat and had an old lady turn his patch in. Are you crazy? That's who you want to take your protocol from. A dude that can't even show his face in the Chicagoland area, that's who you want to take your shit from? Dude's a freaking joke, man. And you're taking your advice. Let's see here. Lost Boy. All you got in this world is your balls and your word. Don't break them for anybody. Exactly. Don't. Oh, man. You're on from New York.
All right, Hollywood. You got me going here. Like I said, with the Facebook Cowboys. So many people out there talking shit. They've never been to a club party. They never met a club member. And all they do is talk shit. They ride. They claim they ride. They're bike owners. They're not bikers.
Right. Man, do you understand how to... dude, I'm upset with this, man.
And it doesn't surprise me.
And, you know, I just had Captain Drift say, how did Fat Boy get involved with this? This is a freaking group that he's involved in. And the one thing, and you know this, Dominic, when you're out bad, you're disgraced, you're a liar, a proven rat and all that bullshit, you just don't take protocol advice from them type of people, do you?
You don't even talk to them. You stay as far away from them as possible. There's a reason why they're out bad, and it's nobody's business but the MC's business. You just know they're out bad, and that's it. Just stay away.
Right. You know what, Dom, and I'm glad you said that because you see, I know none of the majors they wouldn't allow this shit because even though you're on one side of the fence or other, at least they have that common bond where you don't mess with out bad people from other clubs because they know there's a reason. If freaking 20 guys put your ass out on bad, there's a reason for it. But you know, you got these little no-name clubs you never heard of following an out bad piece of shit on protocol and teaching that kind of stuff. That is it still around where people have to give their motorcycles, their old ladies up? Come on, that hasn't happened forever, man.
Please. Nah, I get it all the time. When I'm in the bar and stuff like that, I get people that approach me, and they come and they ask me questions. Sometimes they tell me they want to start a club, and they just don't have a clue. They ride a little bit, but they don't have a clue. I tell them it's a lifestyle.
Right.
You're not just going to put a patch on your back and all of a sudden you're 1%. It doesn't work that way. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's basically the best way to describe it.
Well, you know what? You know, ever since leaving the club now, I had health issues. I had the epilepsy and stuff like that. So I had I had to walk because shit, I'm not going to kill 80 fucking guys in a freaking pack if I had a freaking seizure at that time. You know, they weren't under control or anything like that. Had to have surgery, get it fixed to where I'm at today. But it's unbelievable how being independent is awesome. You know, I never knew that before because, you know, from 93 on until about 2006, I was always around club guys. But being independent is great. And I don't understand why these type of people that have no business around clubs want to put a patch on.
They watch too much television. Sons of Anarchy, in my opinion, was one of the worst things that ever happened. You know, I hate to say it. I mean, it was a TV show, and people took it like it was the Bible. They thought everybody was running around dealing guns and shooting each other and killing each other. I mean, that's how illiterate people are. Just look at today's news cycle with fake news.
Oh, my God, yes.
Look what just happened with the guy in your neighborhood. Actor. Come on.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
That's bullshit.
That was funny because where he said it would happen in Chicago, yeah, there would be no Make America Great hats down there. Let me tell you all that. So, yeah, people are believing some shit.
Sorry, but he doesn't even know his own neighborhood. You see what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to point out. You know, it's right away the media and people want to jump on the bandwagon. They hear one thing, they don't do their homework, they've never been around, so it must be the truth. It was on the news.
Right.
It's the gospel. I read it on Facebook. I read it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know who they're dealing with. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm probably saying it wrong, but there it is.
Okay, you know, you're on the East Coast. Let me try to, let me and Dom try to put. I should have Dom co-host with me sometimes during the week. But anyway, you're on the East Coast. You're around one of the big 1%er clubs, and I grew up in Chicago, so everybody knows that. I never seen it in around the club I knew. Did you?
No.
It's unreal. Where do these people get this kind of shit? Gangland. That's where I can say, and like you said, Sons of Anarchy.
I cracked up. I get people, and my local president. He's a hell of a nice guy, man. He's like big. He's nothing but a big heart. And people are afraid to approach him to buy a ticket to an event. They think they're going to get their ass kicked.
Well, I'm
like, guys, it's a club event. You're welcome. They want to sell you a ticket. Even if you don't come, it supports the club. It helps pay the property taxes and all this stuff. Nobody's looking to kick the shit out of you. It's not like that. People think it's people in a bar brawl all day, or people just doing drugs, or people... prostitutes. It's not. No. Not at all.
You know what? What's funny is these open houses, and they go over there, they can leave their damn keys in their bike, let the shit run, go in there for 2 hours, and it'll still be sitting there. They're in the safest place that they ever can be when they're in that clubhouse. And you're right. It makes you laugh when they're scared to go there.
It's hysterical. The woman, like, we get a lot of women that come in, local women, and they know the club members, and they know the club. And they laugh because they're like, it's the only place they can leave their purse or their pocketbook on the bar. Come back a half hour later and it's still going to be sitting there with nobody ever touched it.
Right, exactly.
Think about that.
But, I think what irritated me the most on this is where he said, well, I grew up with this and that. Then all of a sudden makes a turn, well, who's all the players? Well, if you grew up in this shit, you would know the players.
Exactly. That's the problem. People don't. They talk a lot of shit. You've heard me talk about it. I run into it all the time. People think I'm rude and arrogant, but it's the first thing I say. And who the fuck do you know? Exactly. And I don't mean to be that way because 99% of the time they don't know anybody. They just throw a name out there.
Right. Yeah, name droppers.
Here's the other thing, and because you weren't percenter for a long time.
No, I was never a 1%er. I was with the Pistons. I was a support club.
Oh, okay. You were with the Pistons. I thought you were. All right, but here's the thing. I was just going to say on it. But I lost my track. I've been sitting here toking on the whole show. But
man, this show's got me where I want to toke.
No, people just don't pay attention.
Right.
When I'm around the club, and I'm no 1%er. I'm a friend to the 81. And all the support that everybody knows. I do my riding, and it's always about the respect. It's always about, like, it's the neighborhood. You know what I mean? When I go there and see guys, sometimes I don't see in 6 months because this guy's working. He's been working his ass off, and it's the only time you get to socialize. Mm-hmm. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
You're in an atmosphere where there's no pressure, no bullshit. Everybody's real. Men could be men.
Right.
Not this bullshit like you see today. I'm probably explaining myself wrong on it, but it's a totally different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You don't run around, you don't run your mouth, you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, you just keep quiet. You know what? When I was around, it was I love being around, especially the second club and stuff like that. My first club was more, street stuff and shit like that, and it sucked. But the second one was a true brotherhood, and there was absolutely nothing illegal going on around there. Like that's what I think pisses me off a lot is when they throw up the black and white. I know for a fact there was nothing going on in the area.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You know?
And I know it's with the other clubs as well, because when you have members that can't even pay $100 to do club dues or some shit, they ain't gangsters.
Think about this. If a guy's out there dealing drugs and making all that money, why is he working a construction job, or why is he driving a truck or doing any other type of job? Think about that. That's how stupid the people are. They don't pay attention.
Right. Well,
I say it all the time. If these guys all had all this money and they were all doing so great and they were all dealing drugs all over the world, okay, why are they working?
Right.
Why are they struggling to pay a light bill?
Exactly, man.
Why? Here's another thing. Why are they doing a fundraiser? Why are they doing an open house? Why are they even bothering to sell T-shirts?
Exactly. It used to be in the old days, man. It was a closed type of society. Now it opened up because you do got bills.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's part of the problem. You know, being it was such a closed society for so long, the general public really doesn't know anything, and they listen to like that idiot you showed, that woman on the news. Mm-hmm. You know, she's probably never been on a bike before, doesn't know anything about a bike. She probably couldn't tell you the difference between the rear tire and the rotor, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there like that.
Exactly.
And in today's day and age, like I keep saying, it's beyond the rubs. Mm-hmm. They're bike owners. They don't know anything about the bike life. They go out, they buy this brand new bike, and maybe they do 2,000 miles a year, and to them that's like a lot of miles. Because if you ride around the neighborhood all the time, it's kind of hard to do 2,000 miles. It'll take you to summertime, especially if you're hitting bars.
Right.
You know? Or when in most cases they're hitting restaurants.
Right.
Really, that's it. All you got to do is look at one of the bike events today. I don't care which one it is, Daytona, Sturgis, Laconia, and I love it. I worked all of them. And Laconia, you know, my neighborhood. Uh-huh. But just look around and look what you see today. When I used to do Laconia years ago, I used to be with a company called Satan Cycles. They were out of Avena, New York. Guy's name was Brian, family-owned motorcycle shop. When I first did my first Hoka Hay run, they sponsored me. He did my saddlebags extended my saddlebags. Then there was another company I dealt with up in northern Vermont called Cyclone Cycle, Rick and Tina. Awesome mom and pop, great family, good people. The two shops would work together in Laconia, and they would compete. Every year they would do a bike build, and I would help sell raffle tickets. At the end, when the bike build was done, they declared a winner, and then the bikes got raffled off. When you go to Laconia, they're not even really doing that stuff anymore. The driving now is more like a craft fair. No bullshit. S&P Speed, who travels around and does Sturgis, Daytona, Laconia. When I saw him last year, the first week, man, he didn't do nothing for business. It sucked.
Man.
He really didn't. Because the people coming up there, it's not like it used to be.
Right. Exactly. Oh, you know what? I have to, real quick, Blacktop Bandit ran across this blank. I won't mention his group name on the air, Blacktop. Early today, and this fella has issues with this show, apparently. Keep up the good work, Hollywood. Well, Blacktop, the reason why he has issues is because there's somebody that actually knows him to be a punk, okay? The whole time I was with the club, he rode his bike 3 times in 3 years that I was there. Other than that, he was trying to be a wannabe gangster running around in a Cadillac. So, and his own words in his book spell out who he is. Here is a guy who purposely tried to sell people like I was mentioning today, asking these questions, fake patches. He admitted it in his book. Why? Because of money, and he hid it from his club. And you guys wonder why he's out bad. Go ahead, Dominic.
And I remember that, Hollywood. I remember you reporting on that. I remember hearing on that. That was a little while ago. But I do remember that's part of the problem right there. Mm-hmm. That's a big part of the problem. When you look around today, everybody's trying to make $1. I mean, just go on the internet. Let's take the Iron Butt Association, for instance. Okay, that's a when you do your ride, okay, all right, let me start from the beginning. When you start to do a ride, let's say you're going to do a 1,000-mile ride to get certified for the Iron Butt. What you do is you get a gas receipt, okay, at a starting gas station. And what we like you to do is take a picture of your odometer at the same time. Then as you stop and get gas, you're going to need gas in 1,000 miles. You get a gas receipt. Just number the gas receipt. First one, start, then the next one. Okay. At the end, you take your finished gas receipt from the gas station and you take a picture of your odometer again. That verifies that you rode that bike, and when you're doing the gas receipt, you're using the same exact credit card. So the last 4 digits on the credit card will be the same. When I challenge people and I tell people to go do that, you got to see the lip I get. I'm called a scumbag, an asshole, because they don't want to verify nothing. Well, then stop running your mouth. That's what happens. You see, so in today's society, you're a bad person if you call somebody out on something.
Right.
You know, you're a bully, or in today's society, you're not allowed to win anymore. What happened to winning? You know what I mean? Come on.
Well, it's funny you bring up bully, man. Bully, what are we, all 6th graders now? I always laugh when the news media or somebody on freaking the internet says, well, you're a bully. Grow the hell up, will you? What are you, 50 years old? You're using the term bully, you freaking... And it's like, okay, when I grew up, and I know it was you, we were actually men that taught us, man. You had balls. You backed up what you said. You didn't go out there and call people bully.
Exactly. Today, if you back up what you say, you're a criminal.
Right.
You know, really, there's no bullshit. Look around, guys. You know, how many of us guys got felony charges for something bullshit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Think about that. How just some bullshit because some asshole was running their mouth. Okay, when you approached the asshole, they ran, they called the cops, whatever the hell they did. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Today, everybody wants to be a fucking victim today. Like I said, just look at what happened in Chicago with this guy. Come on.
Right.
Thank God. You know I'm not pro law enforcement. We need our law enforcement, but I don't like the profiling them. I'm with you 100%. But thank God we had some law enforcement that was paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And this, isn't it? Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'm a victim of that. I've done time in jail because some faggot said I beat him when I never laid a hand on him. Uh-huh. So I understand how that goes. You see what I mean?
Right.
Until that happens to you, people don't think it happens. It happens every day in society, especially here in this country. You know? Right. It used to be you were innocent until proven guilty. Today, because the left-wing news and the shit and the Facebook and the internet, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly. Well, you know, I think really, Dom, the moral of the story has to be stay independent because, they call it 99 and 1%ers for a reason. Most can't do it. Stay the hell away from it. You'll have an actual... I'm having more fun than I ever had as an independent. I go to the parties I want to go to. I support the club when I need to. And I go do this. I go do that. It's awesome, you know, but you get to do you.
You get to do you, but not only that, the club appreciates your support. You know? Not everybody needs to wear the patch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's why here we call them the chosen few. Uh-huh. You know, because they chose to do, it's like I said, it's a lifestyle.
Right.
You know?
And it's for life most of the time, you know?
Yeah, it is. And it's not cheap. You know, it's time consuming, and your whole life revolves around it. Uh-huh. So that's why I tell people when it comes to learning about the clubs, don't be an asshole. Go to a club member. Go to a party. Ask somebody. Don't ask some jerk off in a bar, that's not wearing a pack. Go to whatever the club may be. Go there, knock on the door, talk to the guy, say, hey. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And people will fill you in.
Right, exactly. Go support the club. You know, you don't have, like Dom said, you don't have to wear a freaking patch, man. Go support them. Me, the BMW always be in my heart. I'll always support them 100%. But, you know, in my point of time in life, you know, with the health issues and stuff and the business where I got to be neutral and stuff like that, you know, this is what I got to do. And again, I like how you put it with the entertainment stuff. Motorcycle Madhouse is entertainment, guys. It's not gospel. You know, you don't know how many times, Dom, I'll get an email, them thinking it's gospel. And it's like, hey, wait a second. It's a fucking show, dude.
Right. No, it's true. People don't know that. And that's the problem with a lot of it, you know. So it's sad out there. We're in a strange time right now. We really are. When I grew up in the late 60s and early 70s, things were totally different, man. You know, nobody had a cell phone. You know, you went out on the street. Matter of fact, I remember I grew up in Brentwood on Long Island, and I remember a couple of times a month or whatever it was, a bunch of us guys would get together on somebody's front lawn. It'd be 8, 9 of us, and we'd square off and fist fight it out. At the end, everybody went home. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't do that shit today.
Hell no, man.
Parents would get locked up.
A teenager can't even have a fight in school without getting freaking charged now, man. What the hell is that?
Exactly. You know, it's the pecking order. You know, it's nature.
Right. My God.
But you know, it's sad. I wouldn't want to be a kid today. You know,
Hell no.
You can't even ride a bicycle without a freaking helmet. You know?
Right. I'm telling you, man.
You know, we ran around. At least where I was, we had a swamp in the back. We ran around with pellet guns and BB guns and shot everything and everybody that we could.
Hell yeah. We used to shoot everybody. We used to play war and all that bullshit. Now it's like,
all that good
oh
shit.
my God. Now it's like safety this. It's like, Jesus Christ. No wonder these kids are on freaking the internet and the freaking games all day.
Check this out. Bass Pro Shop in Bridgeport. You can't even buy a BB gun.
Oh my God.
Think about that. The only thing you could buy is anything that has a permit, like a pistol permit. You can't. I'm like, that's fucked up. Come on.
Right? That's where our country's come from, man. But damn.
Yeah, that's the problem. That really is. It's sad, you know, society today, there's so many people living in the inner cities, Chicago, New York, you know, Boston, and like San Francisco. And the people in the inner cities, a lot of them, they don't hunt, they don't fish no more. A good portion don't even ride. A good portion of people don't even drive a car.
Right.
So a lot has changed. You know, it's changed for a way where you have people who don't use, you know, road transportation, bikes, cars, versus people who do. Mm-hmm. And then you get the people they don't understand. They don't get it. You know,
I get you there, man.
We're in a society today where, unfortunately, it's me first.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
You know?
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, Dom. That was a kick-ass conversation right there. I think you're feeling what I was feeling during this one, because when that was sent to me, I was like, holy cow, come on, give me a break.
That's why I'm not on Facebook. That's why I'm not on all that internet stuff. If I'm out there doing my thing, I know I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be out there, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need to do that, you know, and I'm better off that way.
Exactly.
You know, I see everybody, they want to break out their cell phone, and they rode and they took a picture of this, and they want to make money off of all this stuff. And meanwhile, they're not really doing anything but cruising around.
Right. You got that, you know, right.
Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, I like the old school stuff, coast to coast, hardcore riding. You know,
trying to get yourself, trying to get yourself lost.
Right, exactly.
You know, screw that
that's
GPS.
That's why I don't use no GPS. You know, think about this, Hollywood. How many people can't even read a map today?
Oh my God, how many people can't even freaking do cursive anymore?
Well, schools aren't teaching it.
Right, exactly.
At least here in Connecticut, they're not teaching cursive. How are you going to sign a contract? How are you going to do it? Because it's all about the control.
Right. Man.
It is what it is.
Rock and roll, man. Well, I appreciate it, Dom, big time. And love when you call in, man. Your point of view is always spot on.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Rock and roll, Dom. I'll talk to you later.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
I want to thank H. Smith. Yo, I grew up in the city and used to bounce in Valley Stream till 22 years ago. Dom. Thanks for that super chat. Sinister! Chi-Town Rough Riders. Thanks for that super chat. Hey, Sinister, text me your address so I can send you out a shirt. But I think what it comes down to today is be yourself. Don't give the clubs any more freaking headaches than they already got, man, because they got a lot of freaking government shit after them. They got a lot of misinformation out there, and people that don't know anything or follow some idiots, you're doing nothing to help them. So you think you want to support motorcycle clubs. In reality, you're hurting them. But don't forget this Sunday, China Doll's first video will come out on 11 o'clock. Make sure you comment, give her some words of encouragement, because she's going to keep on doing some records for the next couple weeks. And then we'll get her doing some live stuff where you talk to her the whole 9 yards. But I want to get her used to talking into the camera and all that. But I think she's doing actually damn freaking good. She did it great on the first take. So that's something that's like, wow. JR, T-shirt Hollywood. Again, you can get that with that address right there. Just click on that. That takes you to the store and stuff. And really appreciate all you guys helping out, because it's because you guys that this show is on air with your contributions and stuff. Make sure you guys have a great freaking weekend, and be freaking careful, and start calling some of these people out, man, when they put some stupid shit like this on the internet, because it ain't helping clubs. Again, it's just hurting them. With that, I'll talk to you guys on Monday. And don't forget, try it out on Sunday at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for watching Motorcycle Madhouse Live. We're on Monday through Friday from 7 to 7:30. Check out some of these videos of our archives. Get to know us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. We'll see you next time.